All right. So begin to bring awareness to your breath.
Start to deepen your breath. See if you can count to 4 or 5 on your inhale. And then see if you can extend your exhale just a little bit more than that. Maybe 1 second longer or 2 seconds longer. In this child's pose, start to sway your hips slowly side to side, just kind of waking up those hip joints.
Still lengthening that breath. Let's take our elbows to the mat and palms together overhead.
Behind your neck. You can walk your elbows forward and together, and then rest your forehead as close to the ground as you can. And take some deep breaths here. Imagine each exhale is sending out all the stress in your life. It's letting go of your day, your week, your month, your year, any pain. Inhaling peace, comfort, and joy. Exhaling anything that doesn't serve you. Take one more breath.
Then press up to hands and knees, tabletop. Here's where you might want that towel or blanket under your knees. Make sure your wrists are under your shoulders and knees are under your hips. Let's take some cat-cows originating from your pelvis. So lift the pelvis to the sky, drop the belly, lift the chin, breathe in. Exhale, breathe out, rounding the back, tucking the chin. This time I want you to reverse it. Okay, so you're going to exhale when you drop down with your belly. And then inhale when you round up to the sky. Let's just do 3 more of those reversed breathing things. Exhale into cow. And inhale into cat. I'm going to make you use your brain today. And then sway your hips side to side. It's really pressing one hip out to the side, almost off your mat, and then the other. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Beth. All right, from hands and knees, let's take some bird dogs. So take your right hand out. Thumb pointing to the sky, kick the left heel back. Keep that pelvis nice and neutral. Hip bones pointing to the ground. Hug the belly in, squeeze that left glute. Stay here and breathe for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Make sure the left toes are pointing down. 3, 2, 1, then bring that elbow and knee to touch, hugging the belly in. Use your core to bring it in. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, bring it in. Moving with your breath, nice and slow. Inhale out. Exhale in. We're going to do 6 more on your own. Once you complete that 6, return to tabletop and take 1 round of cat-cow, but reverse the breath. So when you drop into cow, we're going to exhale. Inhale for cat. Exhale, cow. Let's do 1 more of each. Inhale, cat. And then come back to neutral. Opposite side, left hand forward, kick the right heel back. Check your alignment. Right toes pointing down to the ground. Hug the belly in, squeeze that right glute. Stay here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the elbow and knee to touch on an exhale. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, reach out. And round your back and hug your belly in to bring that elbow and knee to touch. Inhale out. 6 more on your own. Oh, bring your hands back to tabletop when you finish. Let's tuck our toes, sit back on your heels, and then shake out your hands. Let's take a little wrist stretch. Let's take the palms of the hands on the mat, fingers pointing toward your knees. And then turn the inside of your elbow to the top of your mat and sit back on those heels. Breathe. And take the back of the hands on the mat, fingertips pointing to your knees, and sit back on your heels. And sit back up on those heels, shake it out. Come to hands and knees, tabletop, tap the tops of your feet into the mat. Take 2 more rounds of the reverse breath cat-cow. So drop your belly, exhale, lift your chin. Inhale, round your back into cat. Exhale, drop belly. Inhale into cat. And come back to neutral. Tuck your toes, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Remove the blanket. We're going to take 3 deep breaths here. Pedal it out. Wag your tail. Whatever your body is asking for. Just make sure you lift those hips up and back. Try to get that flat back. We might do things a little bit differently with the breath today, and I just want you to notice how you do with it. Do you get annoyed with it? Do you welcome things that don't go exactly the same? Or does it bother you? We're just going to notice today without judgment. All right, bend your knees, look forward, step to the top of your mat in a forward fold, Uttanasana. Let your head hang and grab opposite elbows. Take a little sway side to side for ragdoll. And I want you to take your feet wide, like to the edges of your mat, and then fold. We normally don't do our folds like this. Inhale, halfway lift, keeping your feet how they are. Flatten your back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Squeeze your glutes. Take your time. Head is the last to come up. Arms go up overhead. Exhale, fold forward, keeping those feet wide. Plant your hands, step back into a plank. We're going to flow through a vinyasa to make sure we're nice and warm. So lower down halfway or all the way. Inhale, baby cobra, cobra or up dog, elbows back. Exhale, down dog. Pedal it out. You can pivot your heels over to one side and then pivot them to the other. And come back to center. Let's do one more of those. Bend your knees, look forward, step to the outsides of your hands for that wide forward fold. It's not a totally wide forward fold, it's like a medium forward fold. You can grab opposite elbows here if you'd like. Inhale, halfway lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Squeeze the glutes, inhale all the way up. Palms together overhead. Exhale, fold again. Plant your hands, step back into a plank. And let's flow one more time. Take 3 deep breaths in down dog. And lift the right leg to the sky. Stay here or open and stack that right hip on top of the left. Bend the right heel toward the left glute. Then re-straighten the leg, square the hips, take the knee to the nose, rounding your back to get there. Send it through, stay high for high crescent lunge. So take your time getting there. Make sure your feet are hip distance apart. So you feel nice and strong at your base. Then hug the core in and rise up. Pull the right hip back, left hip forward. Inhale. Exhale, cactus your arms and look up. Pull your elbows back on your back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back, open arm twist. Hug the belly in. Gaze to the back hand. Inhale, back up. High crescent lunge. Exhale, open up to warrior two. So fix your alignment with your feet, bringing that front foot to the center of the back foot, lines up with the center. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Good, straighten the front leg. Reach forward with those right fingertips over those right toes. and down for triangle. Lift the left arm to the sky. Try to keep your spine straight here. So if you feel like you're kind of curling down, just come up a little bit. See if you can wrap that top arm behind your back. Pull the left shoulder back and open the chest. Look up. Bend the right knee deeply for side angle, but we're going to keep that arm bent behind us. You can rest that right arm on the right thigh or keep it straight, reaching for the ground. Good. Now take the right hand, scoop the air, like pushing forward, reaching forward with your right fingertips. Scoop it overhead for peaceful warrior, keeping the legs the same. Rooting down through the outer edge of that left foot. Deep bend in that front knee. And come back to warrior two. This is where you will need your block at the top of your mat if you want to use a block. Bring the back foot in slightly. And when you're ready, we're going to tip forward onto that right leg for half moon. You can keep that left hand on your hip or reach it up to the sky. Try to stack the left hip on top of the right. Flex that left foot, kicking that heel behind you. Keep your gaze on the ground if you're feeling unsteady. And when you've had enough playtime, drop the back foot, warrior two. And then pivot to the back of your mat, warrior two facing the back. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. All right, straighten the left leg. Reach forward with those left fingertips and down for triangle. Try to stack your arms here if you can. See if you can wrap the top arm behind your back and pull the shoulder back onto your back. Bend the left knee for side angle. And keep that arm wrapped behind your back. Scoop the air with the left hand. Send it overhead, peaceful warrior. We're reaching for that left hip with our right fingertips. And open up to the side of your mat for a wide-legged fold. Fold forward when you're ready. Let that head hang. If it bothers you to go down so low, you can just fold halfway. Take some little side lunges, bending one knee, straighten the other leg. Take a deep breath in. Let go of stress on your exhale. Bend those knees, rise up. Take your time. And we're going to heel toe our feet in a little bit, just like 2 times. Toes out, heels in for wide goddess squat. Right arm on top of the left. Let's take eagle arms, either hugging yourself or grabbing those palms, and sit low when you're ready. Breathe. Lift the elbows, drop the shoulders. Hug the chin to the chest. If it doesn't bother your back, round forward, tucking those elbows into your abdomen. Sit low. And come back up. Shake it out. Warrior two facing the top of your mat. Then straighten the right leg. Reach forward and down for triangle again. Drop the left hand down where the right hand is, then lift the right hand to the sky. If you're able to bring the left hand to the ground, you can do that for Revolve Triangle. If you have your block, you can place that where your left hand is. And then drop that right hand down, frame your front foot, step back into a plank, and flow through your vinyasa. Or skip it, grab water, meet us in down dog. You can always take a child's pose if you need to catch your breath. When you're ready, lift the left leg to the sky. Open and stack that hip, taking the heel toward the glute. Re-straighten that leg. Bring it knee to nose, send that foot through. Get your base ready for high crescent lunge. Rise up when you're ready. Inhale. Exhale, cactus. Inhale up. Exhale, open arm twist. Left arm forward, right arm back. Keep that back leg straight. Inhale back to center, high crescent lunge. Exhale, warrior two. Fix your alignment with your feet. Inhale. Exhale. Straighten the front leg. Reach forward and down with that left hand. Triangle pose. See if you can wrap that top arm behind your back. Open the chest up. Bend the left knee, side angle. Keep pressing down on the outer edge of that right foot. Then scoop the air with the left hand. Peaceful warrior, keeping the arm tucked behind your back. Come back to warrior two. If you use the block for half moon, place it at the whatever side of your mat. I turned around, but if you're still at the front of your mat, then you need it there. Ready when you're ready? Ready when you're ready. Walk that back foot in and pop up that back leg when you're ready. Standing on the left foot. Hug the belly. Stack that right hip on top of the left. And one side may be easier than the other. Keep a micro bend in that standing leg. Drop down with that right foot when you're ready, warrior two. And then come into side forward fold, wide-legged fold. Let's take a twist. Take one hand out in front of you, lift the other to the sky, hug the belly in. You can even wrap that top arm behind your back again. Really opening your chest. And switch to the other side. And come back down. Inhale, rise up with bent knees. And we're gonna bend that left knee again. I think we need to do one more triangle on this side. So straighten that left leg, reach forward and down. Triangle. Wrap that top arm behind you. And then come back up with that right hand. We're going to switch over to Revolve Triangle. Right hand down, left hand to the sky. Really pull that left hip back. And come back to center. Warrior two. And come back to the center of your mat on the side. Heel toe your feet in for goddess stance. Left arm on top of the right this time. Hug yourself because you're awesome, or hug upward and sit low. Round forward if you round it on the other side. Inhale, rise up. Unwind. Warrior two, facing the top of your mat. One more triangle here. Straighten that right leg. Reach forward and down. Are you triangled out now? Wrap that top arm behind you. Open the chest. Bend that right knee, side angle. Scoop the air with the right hand, send it overhead. Peaceful warrior. Inhale back to warrior two. And cartwheel down for one final vinyasa. Take it or leave it. Once you get in down dog, take 3 deep breaths. And then walk your hands back to your feet into a forward fold at the back of your mat. This is where it's going to get fun. Walk your hands around your feet over to the left. Keep your feet where they are, just pivot your feet to go with your hands. You're just taking a little walk with your hands all the way to the back of the mat, and then your feet are crossed and you're folding forward. Take a few breaths here. And then you're going to walk your feet toward the top of your mat, just like halfway down your mat. Keep them crossed, or cross them again when you come back to that. We're coming into down dog with your feet crossed. What? So left foot is crossed over my right, lifting the hips up and back. Notice how you feel in this pose. And then we're going to drop our knees down to the mat. Take your time. And we're going to cross the left knee on top of the right and sit back onto our bottoms with the left knee crossed over for those cow face legs or shoelace. But try to keep your weight evenly distributed between both of your sitting bones. Inhale your arms up to the sky. Exhale, walk your hands over to the right. So your right hand is walking away from you, your left hand's overhead, or you can just rest it on your left knee. Maybe you can even drop that right elbow down to the floor, to the side of your mat. Again, try to anchor that left hip down. So if you feel it popping up, you might want to come up a little bit. And for the rest of the class, just simply let your thoughts flow in and out of your mind without judgment. Begin to notice your emotions, how you're feeling right now, today. And inhale, rise up. Arms up to the sky. Exhale, lean over to the opposite side. You can keep that right arm reaching overhead or drop it to your knee. And try to relax as much as you can here. We're opening the chest up. You can look up or look down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, walk your hands forward and fold as much as you can over those knees. If you want to kind of anchor your ankles down with your hands, you can do that. And then tuck your chin to your chest. Or you can walk your hands forward. And notice your jaw, relax your jaw. Soften your belly. Try to soften your hips if you're holding on to tension. Just let that exhale release that tension. And come back up, inhale. Exhale, walk your hands behind you. And we're leaning back on our hands, opening the chest up. If it doesn't bother your neck, you can drop your head back. If it does, just keep your chin tucked to your chest. Enjoy this stretch here, opening up that chest. You're drawing your shoulder blades together on your back. And then I want you to try to tilt your pelvis forward and up to the sky. You're like kind of curling it up, your pubic bone, curling that up toward the sky. And then notice how that little bitty movement feels in your body, how it changes the stretch for you. And slowly come up. Take your time. All right. And then we're going to kind of uncross those knees, coming into crisscross yogi sauce with the left shin in front. And then plant your hands on the mat, tuck your toes, and stand back up into that cross-legged forward fold down dog thingy. Down dog cross-legged. There you go. Still have that left foot crossed over the right. Now walk your hands up to your feet. And then we're going to walk our hands over the way we came. So to the right, pivoting the feet, walking all the way back to the front of the mat into a forward fold. Feet uncrossed. Hopefully I have thoroughly confused you today. That was my goal. All right, on your next exhale, we're going to walk our feet over to the right, opposite side of where we just came, pivoting the feet. Pivot, pivot, pivot until the right foot's crossed over the left. Walk your hands forward. Send the hips up and back for down dog with crossed, right foot crossed in front of the left. And notice how you feel in this position. And you're going to drop your knees down to the ground. Sit back on your bottom and cross that right knee on top of the left this time. Just make sure you have the opposite as last time, whatever you do. So make sure your both sitting bones are nice and flat on the ground. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, walk your hands over to the left. Right arms overhead, reaching over to the left. Keep that right hip on the ground and breathe. See if you can reconnect to your breath the way we started, breathing in for 4 to 5 or 6 seconds. Breathing out 1 to 2 seconds longer than that. And inhale, rise up. Arms up to the sky. Exhale, lean over to the other side. You can keep that arm overhead or drop it to your knee if it gets tired. Breathing that nice slow breath. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward over those knees. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, walk your hands back behind you, pulling those shoulder blades together on your back, opening the chest. Look up if you'd like, opening the throat, or maybe take one ear to one shoulder and then switch over to the other ear, other shoulder. And then tilt, keeping your feet on the ground, tilt your pelvis forward and up. And notice if that changes anything in your hips. And inhale, come back up to center. Cross that right shin in front of the left and pop yourself up to that cross-legged down dog with the right shin in front. And walk your hands forward, send your hips up and back. Take a few deep breaths here. By the way, your knees can be bent. And then walk your hands back toward your toes and over to the left, unwinding those feet into that regular forward fold, coming back to normalcy. Drop that head, shake it out. And then drop your hips, lower down to your bottom, and we will meet on our back. Give your knees a hug. And cross that right ankle on top of the left thigh for supine pigeon. Reach through your legs, grab the back of that left thigh, pull it toward your chest. Push that right knee away. You can rock side to side here slowly, finding that sweet spot for you where you feel the most sensation, and stay there. And then drop that left heel toward your right glute. Reach down with your right hand and grab the left toes. Right hand, left toes. Lower that left knee and right foot down to the ground. Stack the right foot on top of the left knee. You can always let go of those toes if it's too much for you today. And reach the left arm overhead, resting it on the ground. Close your eyes and enjoy. And release. Give your knees a hug. Cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Supine pigeon on the other side. Take a little sway side to side to find your spot. And then stay there. And take your right heel toward your left glute. Grab the right toes with your left hand, right toes, left hand. Lower that right knee down to the ground. Stack the left foot on top. And reach overhead with that left arm. Resting it on the ground. And breathe. And release that foot. Give your knees a final hug. If there's any other poses that you need, you have about a minute. If you want to take a bridge pose, you can do that, or a shoulder stand, whatever you need, or a twist side to side. When you're ready, we'll be stretching out into Shavasana, final resting pose on your back. Take up as much space as you need. Take 3 deep breaths when you get there. And then allow your breath to become soft and gentle. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Bring movement back into your body. And roll over to one side of your body. Take a moment to reflect on your practice today. Were you able to go with the flow with any new movements or breathing patterns? Or was it a bit of a challenge? Inhale the biggest breath of the day. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Press up to a comfortable seated position. Bring your hands together at heart center. Sit up tall and bow your chin to your chest. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight and carving out that time for yourself. I hope you're able to go with the flow when things don't quite go as normal. And the light in me honors the light in you. Have a beautiful night. Namaste.